Are people constantly disappointing you? Are they always feeling like they're letting you down? Well, there is technically an answer for this. The answer stems in our inability to set up healthy boundaries as well as, well, healthy expectations. Now, usually the only being you would want expectations from is from, well, who you are. Because ultimately, if you don't know how to set up good expectations from you who you are, or basically said the one who can actually meet those expectations the best, well, it is kind of silly to have great expectations of others because other people have their own lives, so therefore they will probably be far less capable of helping you than you can help you who you are, and also yourself. The point about people is if people are disappointing you, well, that is not only because you're doing something wrong in the sense of um, trusting that they can do more uh, than they can actually do, right? It's an illusion in here. If people end up in the victim mentality, for example, people will simply expect others to simply do things. The problem is, expectations usually aren't happy ending, right? They don't end in a good way because expectations mean that you want someone else to do the thing for you. The point is, rarely do people do something for you. If you look around, most of the people are kind of too busy, going nowhere. So the point is, if you have such expectations in such people, the point is they will always come as a disappointment. The point is, people who are a disappointment to you most likely don't even want you to win. They don't even want you to do great in your life. So if the people around you don't support you, don't want you to do better in life, then, well, you're not in a circle of friends or relatives, you're more like in a prison. So the point about disappointments is learn to make healthier boundaries, learn to take greater responsibilities of your life, and simply don't trust people just because they feel way too close to you. Always try with very small little tasks in your life or when you want others to do things for you. Because the point is, you always have to see how much people can stretch for you. And obviously, the more important part is how much you can stretch you out of your comfort zone to fulfill those requirements, those expectations that you have. Many people just want to finish things fast because, well, there is a lack of patience in this world. When there is a lack of patience, it means people are simply ignorant. They are ignorant of other people's capacities, they are ignorant of their own capacities. And ignorance has thousands of layers, so don't take this necessarily as a bad thing. Now, the point about disappointment is if people do that on purpose and you find out, this disappointment can also be a good thing. It can be a good thing in disguise because when you want to do things, always react with people. You can also share some of your plans or plans that you're not currently working on because ignorant people are people who will always present themselves the way they are. They will simply support you, or most likely if they're ignorant, they will simply be against you more or less. They will try to sabotage you, they will be late, they won't win your trust that much, they will disappoint you. So all these feelings that you have are a good indicator of what things are in your life, right? Of how things are in your life. So when you seek other people's attention, because if you want expectations fulfilled by others, you require other people's attention. When you require other people's attention, make sure that you are pleasant as well, because based on how you are, you will attract certain types of people. Because if you are someone who's a people pleaser, you will simply attract people with greater expectations of you. And the problem is, when you please other people, when you have, when you feel it's your time to have your expectations fulfilled, then will be simply none of those around. So disappointment can be a great guide when it comes to sorting people in your life. Now, obviously, this has to be done in a aware manner, in a conscious manner, because people can simply fail you several times. That is not necessarily a problem. The point is, don't set expectations in others. There isn't that quote for nothing that says, if you want something done, do it yourself, because ultimately you are the only one who knows best what you can do and what you like. If you expect other people to bring you things that you like, well, the point is you're a bit crazy and you're kind of to your own detriment and to the detriment of others. Well, life is full of disappointments, some quote may say, but if life were full of disappointments, well, most people would commit suicide. Now, what is a disappointment ultimately is your perception of something. The point is, when you expect something, you create a attachment. You create an attachment towards an outcome. When you have an attachment towards the outcome, it means you want a speedy run. You don't want the process. That is the reason why this society is sick. Everyone is ignorant in the sense that, or well, many people are, because many people want the thing instantly. Everyone wants to, flex at the finish line, but people simply don't want to do the race. Life is not a race. You can live life simply. Life is simple enough. We just complicate it with all sorts of, for example, expectations. The point is, you want a certain outcome, and the point is, you will manifest emotionally if that outcome doesn't happen. The point is, if you are devoted to a certain cause, which serves you and especially other people, the results will come. It may not be entirely that which you want, but the point is, there are forces that, if you are true to yourself, 100% true to yourself, no lies, no procrastination, or, well, as little as it's needed. When you are true to you and you who you are, not to yourself, things will come. Because there are forces in this world that, when you are true to yourself, and to you especially, those forces will, well, start moving towards you. They will start flowing towards you. The point about disappointment, don't forget, it is just an attachment. It is an emotional attachment towards an outcome that you desperately want. If you want something desperately in a sick society, then you will be exploited for that. That is why patience is always needed. Patient people are always wise, and they will always be the ones, well, the other people who are impulsive, they will always be afraid of people who are patient, because they know that those who are patient will always get what they want, because they will invest more time and resources in their own things. There was a great wise quote said once by a king. If you want something done, focus all your effort on that. Most people simply distract themselves, and when they see the disappointment of not having achieved something, then they have the expectation that others will do it. And expectations, as I call them, are always the antechamber of disappointment. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Board signing out.